My name is Insane Raven, and holy shit, I'm here with an IR reviews? Damn. It's been like 2 months since my last one. Sorry. But I've seen a good movie then. Make it up for you. What'd I say? The Kingsman? Golden Circle? Alright. Alright. Now that that incredibly awkward intro is done, so let's talk about the Kingsman. First off, I didn't see the first movie. I didn't see the original Kingsman, which I probably should have before I saw this one. I'll hate myself for that. But, you know, for the most part, that's okay. Because for a lot, they kind of spoil a lot of their own things in the trailers. And I try really hard not to watch trailers, and I know that some things were spoiled before I even started watching the film. So, I was okay. Kingsman is the type of movie that you kind of just go and have fun with. And that's so much what this movie was about. It was about just having fun. Like, I know it probably made similar jokes in the first movie when it comes to the martinis, shaken not stirred, and all that crap, and all that science stuff that everyone kind of knows. Science stuff? Spy stuff. I meant spy stuff. I'm tired. I'm sorry. All that spy stuff that the genre is kind of known for. Poking fun at that and just having fun. It does it again in this movie, with a large part of this movie taking place in the United States of America, and kind of going over the themes of the war on drugs and morality and a bunch of other things. But it makes a joke of, in Kentucky, a martini is pretty much just a shot of whiskey. That's Kentucky, a Kentucky martini. Can you tell I'm tired? But so it makes a lot of the same anti-trope jokes that I'm imagining the first one had, that made it so fun. And you'll know within the first 5 minutes of this movie if you're gonna enjoy this movie, because it is wacky, it's over the top, but also it's just a lot of fun. And it's just something that, all in all, I really enjoyed watching and had a really fun time just going through it. Well, there's not a lot in this movie in much of depth and technique and all that kind of thing. There's a lot to be said by just putting on a movie and hanging out with your friends and your bros or whatever, because it is a solid movie. There's a nice character arc, I'm imagining, because it really isn't much for character development or whatnot. But there's enough there to kind of be like, okay, I see where you're trying to go. Wish there weren't some major plot holes here and there that would actually make all that make sense. But, you know, I see where you're going. And there are some major plot holes in this film. But we'll talk about some of those later, since some of them do kind of get into the spoilery territory. Territory. I can't speak. This is why I shouldn't record these at midnight. No, but you have Kingsley, and you have Harry, and all these characters kind of come in and hang out. And before you say, "Oh my God, you spoiled that Harry's gonna be in this film," no, because trailer 1 of this movie showed off that Harry was gonna be in the film, and I didn't even know who Harry was. He was kind of just there shaving in the trailers, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Guess he's a big deal. Is he someone's dad?" I feel like he's someone's dad. So you go over the father-son dynamic again with Harry and Kingsley, which, to each his own on that one. I kind of feel like, since they went over that relationship and that dynamic in the first movie, I kind of feel like it was wasted going over it again in this film. But hey, amnesia makes for good plot devices, I'm imagining. So So with that kind of laid down, with that kind of work laid down, you do have the matter of what is this movie about? I already kind of talked about it being about the war on drugs, but what do I mean by that? Well, the plot largely circles around the Golden Circle being basically a giant drug cartel. As a matter of fact, they're called the only drug cartel, the world's largest drug cartel, and they have poisoned their supply in an attempt to legalize all drugs and to make basically the leader of the Golden Circle into the top of the Forbes 500 list, because apparently she wasn't content just having a lot of money. She needed to also have her name in lights, which I'm not sure why you need that. Not sure why that is so important to you, which is one of the things that really begin to the discussion of just giant ass plot holes. One of the things the main Poppy does, the main antagonist, your main villain, your bad guy, does is she sets up this secret base far, far away from everyone else in the middle of, like, I think it's Cambodia. I believe it's Cambodia. That might be wrong. I might have already forgotten the country the place was in. That's not important. It's in the jungle. That's what you need to know. It's in the jungle. And with it being in the jungle, you kind of get this, dynamic of she's completely secluded herself from all of the world because of how she makes her money, and she's embarrassed because she can't share it off, because she will be arrested. Also because it's not exactly popular at the dinner circle to be like, oh, I make my money dealing math. It's not exactly popular. Plus the whole getting arrested thing. Back to the plot. So with those kind of being her main reasons for starting this entire thing, let's go into some of the things you saw in the trailer, which make no fucking sense, and also giant plot holes. Poppy's entire plan is based in America. Her entire thing is, well, if I can get the leader of the free world, the president of the United States, to say that all these drugs, every single drug on the planet, is in fact good for you and okay, then I'll be made a free man. So to do this, what I'll do is I'll blow up the top secret operative station of this program of the Kingsman in London. Not sure why that was needed. And my biggest, like, I get it. Her whole thing is that the UN, and she even says this in the beginning, the UN has no teeth. So she has gone directly to the president to get his okay on the plan, basically, to legalize everything. If that's your plan, right, and you're very clearly not talking to the rest of the world on this one, why the fuck would you start out your master plan by going on the attack, by attacking the Kingsman? I mean, if you go to attack the Kingsman, you obviously know of these kind of top secret covert operative programs, and if your entire plan is American, why would you start again in England? It doesn't make sense. Take out the statesman, because you know Kingsman exists. Your plan confuses me. So apart from the plan making no goddamn sense of how we got there, let's talk about actually getting here, and what does that mean for the characters? Well, it means, for one hell of a road trip, and a really great awkward discussions with the American cousins. Almost wanted to do a Lilo and Stitch thing there, but I didn't. I had restraint, thank you. Going to talk to the American cousins about what they're gonna do now that the Kingsmen are basically all dead and have been murdered. And for the most part, it's oh, we're gonna punch each other in the face. Channing Tatum's gonna be like, I don't trust them, in his sex appeal voice thing. I don't know. He's Channing Tatum. You saw him in the trailers, and we're like, oh, I want to see his beefcake, and then you really don't get to see his beefcake. Anyway, he puts up a good fight, threatens people with his gun, dazes the shit out of some people with Kingsley's own thing. It was a really cool fight sequence. It was fun. It was enjoyable. 10 out of 10. Would watch again. Not fight sequence. I mean, so I had the burp, and I tasted all of my Chinese food, and I almost gagged. He gets into a fight. Everyone chills out for a second after some lovely interrogation, which wasn't quite interrogation, and more like, yeah, I'm gonna just throw a bunch of alcohol on your dick, and maybe, if I threaten to light you on fire, you'll say something important. Or something. I don't really know what his plan was. It doesn't make any fucking sense. So after that scene, you get this really cool moment of, hey, everyone's on the same team. Cool, let's look it up. Let's get some quick character themes. She's the nerdy one. He's a dork. He's the king. He calls himself champ. I don't know why he's in this movie either. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. We just need a leader of the American branch, so we have one. Cool. Moving on. He's a bad boy. Does drugs. That's how we know about this. Channing Tatum does drugs. That's how we all know about this. Kingsley's having issues with his girlfriend. Oh, that's cool. Apparently she's a princess. Sure. Fucking A. That's going to create some issues, being that he's an international spy, and he probably shouldn't be dating a princess. But I digress. Moving on. A bunch of other people die. Again, because a lot of things go boom, and people end up dying when things go boom. Kind of just part of the course, really. We show up in America, we meet Whiskey. He's the dude with the lasso that you saw in the trailers, and he's kind of cool. It's a really cool fight sequence. Harry kind of joins the fight, and he's, for lack of a better term, fucking normal after a bit. And that's really about it. If you're gonna go see this movie, you're gonna see it for all the action pieces, all the crazy set pieces, and it's just a lot of fucking fun. A lot of fucking fun either way. But in the plot, it becomes a bit of a mess. But hey, it was fun. And we had fun. And that's the important part. So now I'm actually going to start talking about spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, GTFO, very kindly. And the rest of you, just enjoy this random noises I'm going to make. Ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Cool. Moving on. So, let's talk about what happened with our finale. So, just like how you would expect with all these spy movies to go, they end up getting to the enemy base, crazy kick action fight sequences, and fucking Elton John shows up. Now, Elton John has kind of been in the movie here and there as a prisoner of Poppy, the main antagonist. Again, it's kind of weird her name's Poppy. And he's kind of been held as a hostage in her fancy camp. Well, he starts fighting some people. Kingsley and Harry start fighting some people. It's a good old mess. It's a good old mess of bullets and action, and everything's cool. Charlie's back from the first film, but you knew that by the trailer, and everything's really bloody cool. And awesome. The finale comes with their meeting up with Poppy. He's like, hey, you need to, you need to fix this. Our friend, what was his name? Marvel? Not Marvel. Henry? No. No, it wasn't Henry. Merlin? Merlin! Yeah. Merlin dies like at the beginning of the fight. He actually kicks off the end fight with a nice solo which is really fucking cool, I thought. He starts singing, he steps on a landmine, sacrifices himself to save Kingsley, and just like that, the main fight begins. It's intense. You had a good time. Metal dogs and Elton John in a fucking chicken suit starts fighting. It is fucking crazy, and I love it in every possible way. So, with the finale, you get this moment where, because of the mission, it was apparently heavily needed for a tracking device to be inserted in a person's vagina. And early in the movie, there was a quasi-sex scene. I'm not even sure what to call it. It was more like an implied fingering scene. But we went inside through the underwear. It's very confusing. It was a very confusing scene. But we end up following all this, and it has built some relation drama within Kingsley and his princess. And she's now been poisoned. Now it becomes a desperate struggle to come to the finale, make everything come to a nice conclusion, because the poison that has been distributed by Poppy's drugs have now infected the girlfriend and pretty much every person who's ever even tried anything illegal. That goes from anything from marijuana to crack, heroin. If you ever had to words are hard. If you ever had to chase a dragon with it, it's probably illegal. And it's probably been poisoned. So it's a really intense scene. Poppy gets stabbed with her own drug, which has been expedited to really kind of fuck up whoever uses this version of the drug. Again, by Melvin, whatever his name was. Tech Dude. Kingsman Tech Dude. He gets, they stab her with a drug. She gives up the password to send out a throne of drones to heal everyone. The President of the United States has held everyone in a everyone that's been affected in a cage under the ideology that with this way we can cure the war. We have won the war on drugs. Everyone will die. It's all good. Everyone gets killed. Everyone gets saved. The President of the United States gets impeached and is replaced by a female president. I know. It's very, very polarizing. Some people are really going to hate that. It's okay. You'll survive. It's a fictional world. And the final battle ends up coming from Eggsy, or whatever the fuck his name is, because I forget his name, Henry, and Operative Whiskey. Operative Whiskey was one of these secret men, the servicemen, whatever the fuck that name is, the American branch, and has this personal vendetta against drug users because two crack addicts, as he says, got into a fight. His mom, his girl, his high school sweetheart, who was pregnant with his child, because of course she was, got in the way, got now as the reason why his sweetheart and baby boy died. They get into a fight. He gets tossed in a meat grinder, and Kingsley ends up marrying his girlfriend. Like I said, the plot of this movie, when you really look at it, is a bit of a train wreck. But you're not going into this movie for an amazing plot. You're going to have a really good time with friends, listen to some pretty kick-ass music as some awesome action set pieces go on, and just going to have a fun time. Now, if you're going with that mindset, you are going to love this movie because it provides all of it. Everything that you would want out of that type of movie is there, and it's gonna be a good time. If you're going for a fun, kooky, but intelligent spy drama, this is not that movie. Sorry. But if you saw the first Kingsman, you already know this, so it's not a big deal. But that's pretty much Kingsman, the Golden Circle in a nutshell. Really fun movie, really kooky movie. I probably laughed along with the film more times with this film than probably any other film, at least in my recent memory. So it is incredibly funny, and it is an incredibly good time. No one is debating that at all. But other than that, I really don't have anything else to add with regard to the film. I really enjoyed it. If you guys saw Kingsman: The Golden Circle, what did you guys think about it? Let me know in that comment section down below. Are you excited that our reviewers are back or not? Tell me what's up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.